Hello everyone. I'm doing this as a voiceover just because every time I get in front of the camera and try to talk about this, I just trip over my own words and it's really annoying. I feel like this summer I was like just kind of floating and in a sort of limbo. It was because of not being home for most of the summer and then starting to redo my room, my computer, TV, movie room, whatever you want to call it. Basically, there's my bedroom, and then there's that other room that has my computer, my TV, and my movies. So I've started redoing that room. I told myself that I was going to read certain books and make videos on them, and I feel like when I did that, I had the idea initially like 3 months beforehand, and then when it actually came time to like do the work, do the stuff, I was kind of in a different mood and wanting to read other things. But then also, I felt like I had this project and assignment in a way looming over me. And I didn't end up doing things because I felt overwhelmed by what I said I was going to do, what I want to do, things that I have to get done, and then being back and forth all the time and so unorganized. And my room is a literal mess right now. Like I'm starting to like not be able to take it. Yeah, it's thankfully we're almost done with redoing my room, but probably still like a couple weeks of my movies being all over my bedroom floor. My computer's just in my computer bag and I set it up at the dining room table every night and then bring it back up here. I still have stacks of books all over my floor. It's just everything is a mess and it's probably a good representation of my brain and I need equilibrium. I'm very much looking forward to when the shelves are up in the other room and I'm able to reorganize my books, reorganize my movies, put everything away and have things together more and it'll look so great and all this stuff and also like refamiliarize myself. Sorry, I'm moving something right now, but refamiliarize myself with my books. I feel like I've had stacks in front of my shelves for such a long time that I'm like forgetting what those books are in those stacks and then what books they're blocking. It's a lot. Can you tell? And I'm I'm feeling so overwhelmed, but past the point of like not doing anything anymore. And because that's how I think I was mostly this summer was I was like so overwhelmed that I just didn't do anything. And I need a new start. I need a reset. I need to put this out into the ether and like actually start and like do the things. Like I'm in this mood that I would like to happen. So let's see. Organizing my thoughts a bit more. Uh yeah, we're redoing the other room. It's this whole mindset also is like partially why I haven't really been making videos. The other reason is because now some of my computer stuff is just away right now and I need that to edit videos and in like a way that is actually like editing, I guess. Like the only thing like the YouTube editor really allows you to do is cut out parts. Yeah, so some of the stuff that I use for like editing, the stuff that I like always have plugged into my computer most of the time is just put away right now. So I haven't really known like what I want to do in terms of making a video, but then also like the strikes were happening. I know the writer strike is over and I think that the actors are negotiating right now, but I did not find clarification on like what struck work was specifically, but I didn't want to make something that talked about struck work in any way. And then also that just made me like nervous about, I don't know, I just felt like I shouldn't be making content in a way. Or like talking about movies and shows. So that was probably also another factor. I guess that leads me to the videos, the books that I said I was going to read, and the videos that I said I was going to make. because in, June, I uploaded a video saying, sort of announcing this project that I was going to be doing, reading Purple Noon source material, still gonna call it that, The Leopard, Senso and other stories, and Death in Venice and other stories. And full transparency, I'm halfway through Purple Noon source material and I haven't read anything else. I've taken thorough notes on the Purple Noon source material, but that's all I've actually read. And I've probably been around that part of the book since like late July. I have read a few chapters since then, but really I was just like rarely picking up the book. I do think that part of not reading the books and not, yeah, just not doing things was because it took me like probably 3 times as long to actually do the reading because of all the annotating that I was doing and the notes that I was taking. I have like a whole notebook dedicated to those, reading those books and writing down all my thoughts and stuff and questions I was having. And then also I was expressing them in like clips that I was recording for the eventual videos and vlog portion. But then because I knew that that's what I was doing along with the reading times I was limiting the time. If there was a bunch of other things happening that day, then I didn't necessarily want to read, for like 20 minutes and then have to move on and do something else that day or whatever, and then have to like go back to where my head was and where my thoughts were. All that is to say, I'm still going to do those videos, but it's not the right time. I'm going to be absolutely ridiculous and not post them until next summer, because that's what it was. It was supposed to be Purple Noon and the Summer of Visconti, and it wasn't. That was not at all the summer. So many things that I wanted to do this summer that I did not end up doing, and not even just regard to that. I mean, there were certain moods that I had for the summer that I didn't end up doing, and that's kind of why I'm making this sort of like reset video in the first place, is because I want what I'm consuming to align with the mood that I'm in, instead of being in this stuck in between limbo and not do anything and then no longer be in that mood, and then another one comes on and then I'm still just like wandering and floating around or whatever. Like I said, I have certain clips for those videos filmed and stuff, but I can't work on them right now with my computer stuff being, some of my computer stuff being put away. And then also I want to be in the moment. It is now fall, and that is where my mind is also. That is where I want to be. This summer, there were some books that I wanted to read and movies that I wanted to watch that were like food books and like kind of food and travel kind of stories. And that just didn't happen because I was too concerned with what I told myself 3 months prior that I was going to be reading in June, July, August, September kind of thing. And it's like, I should not do that. I, if I'm going to plan ahead, I've really got to predict my mood, or the planning has to be happening pretty like on top of the moment. Only, a week prior, maybe something like that. I can switch moods, main interests pretty quickly, but there is, of course, overlapping of certain specific interests. So right now, since it is no longer summer and I did not satisfy my mood of wanting to read food related books and food and travel movies and books, that, yeah, kind of faded especially as fall was approaching, and I was like, I know that I'm going to be wanting things. I'm just very influenced by the seasons. I mean, if you're new here, hello, I'm a mood reader. And then also, that's very influenced by the time of year. Not even just like the seasons, but like if we're towards the beginning of the season, or like what month it is, when in the month it is. It's very specific, but it is an influence. So, yeah, as fall was approaching, there were some things accumulating, and now that fall is here, I just want to indulge in it. I want the things that I'm reading and watching to align with this mood that I'm in, which is mostly how have I've been phrasing it? I've been phrasing it to myself this way. Buffy on the brain, vampires. See, does on the horizon and in the distance mean the same thing? Vampires and witches are also here, and dark academia is in the horizon. I can see it in the distance. Yeah, I think that pretty much is the same thing. But that's what I'm thinking. That's where I've been, and now it's in motion. Hence the restart. Hence, I don't know. I need to hit the refresh button, and here we are in still towards the beginning of fall, watching Buffy, reading and watching vampire stuff and witch stuff, and soon dark academia stuff. So, yeah, I guess that brings me to Buffy. I have started rewatching Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm watching it with a friend, Sasha, from the channel Sasha Raquel. Basically, the stars aligned, and it had been creeping up on me. I had been wanting to rewatch Buffy. I was like, well, okay, not to go into too much context, but earlier this year, I had subscribed to a couple of people who were reacting to watching Buffy for the first time. And, because they had just started around the time that I discovered their channels this year, they're very early into the show. And then it was like by late August, I caught up to someone else's reaction videos of where he is now in towards the middle of season 5, because I started thinking about things that happened later in the show and wondering how people react to certain moments and certain characters and plot lines and all that stuff that happened a little bit later in the show. And that's what did it. Binge watching his videos, his reaction videos, I was like, oh no. I really want to rewatch Buffy now. But I want to watch it with someone. I want to be able to talk to someone about Buffy. So I was going to ask my brother, but then, yeah, this situation happened where I ended up messaging Sasha. We have talked before and stuff, but kind of casually, watching each other's videos and commenting, and then sometimes replying to each other's stories and whatnot, just sort of casual acquaintance, friends of, people who make content, basically, and who have similar interests. But now we are forging a friendship and bonding over Buffy the Vampire Slayer, because we're still super, super, super early into the show. So please, if you leave a comment, I need to plaster this all over this video. If you're going to make a comment about Buffy, just make it be like, oh yeah, I've seen that show, I like it, or something like that. Literally don't say anything about Buffy. Sasha, don't read the comments. I'm so worried. There's a few things pertaining to one thing in particular that I'm so afraid of her finding out before we get there. We are 5 episodes into season 1 as of me recording this voiceover, I guess. This is going really well. I'm actually very surprised. This actually might be what the video ends up being. I looked cute earlier, but okay. I don't know what I'm going to be doing for the visuals of this video, but the voiceover is going well, and so is watching Buffy with Sasha because she's loving it. We're having great conversations. Again, we're only 5 episodes into the show right now, but I'm so excited. I'm so excited about things that happen later, and like the anticipation is there, I'm telling you, but also I'm very nervous that she's gonna find out about certain things. We mostly just need to get through the first 3 seasons, and then the weight will be like lifted off my shoulders, okay? Um if you know, you know, which means don't say anything, but also if you don't know, don't say anything. And I have, oh, I was wearing my Buffy shirt earlier, though. I bought a Buffy the Vampire t-shirt to wear sometimes when we are watching the show. And I also bought a vampire notebook, you know, the vampire book that Giles like plops down on the desk when he first meets Buffy. Yeah, I have a notebook that looks like that I'm going to be writing notes in. I started writing notes in a different notebook first because that one hadn't arrived yet. But that's okay because I feel like I'm gonna need this sort of like rough draft notebook first, and then I can sort of transfer things into the other notebook and have like much better handwriting and actually be able to read it well. Yeah, so we've been using Teleparty. Um, and then like FaceTiming on Instagram because you have to have like Teleparty Premium. Who knew that existed? You have to have Teleparty Premium in order to do like the voice, the microphone or like the camera chat as well. So we just do the text chat, the messaging chat using Teleparty and, you know, have equal control so that we're at the same moment of the show. And then we talk on Instagram video chat. So that's what's happening with Buffy. Very exciting. If you don't know, Buffy the Vampire Slayer is in my top 10 favorite shows, somewhere probably between like 2, maybe 3. Somewhere between like 2 and 7, I'm gonna say, in my top 10 favorite shows. Buffy, of course, is a vampire related show, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And I knew with watching Buffy, vampires was also going to be a major part of my October and fall season. But also like witches. I've been watching a handful of witch stuff lately, and surprisingly, I feel like I'm a little bit more in the witchy mood right now. That is where I'm leaning a little bit, besides vampires in Buffy. But maybe that's just because I need to pick up some vampire books, which I do plan on doing. I do also plan on picking up witch books as well. And of course, there is some overlapping there. So I guess, yeah, grouping vampires and witches together, other things that I'm going to be reading or watching. Mostly it's books that I'm thinking about right now, especially with Victober happening. Oof. And like that's gonna like blend well into dark academia, you know? I need to pick up a Victorian novel like as soon as possible. But I'll get to that momentarily. So vampire and witch stuff. I am finally gonna pick back up The Witching Hour by Anne Rice. If you don't remember, oh gosh, when was it? Like April? I think I decided to like officially put down The Witching Hour because we were like getting into spring, even though like spring did not even happen. It was like winter for months and then summer suddenly in June. Anyway, I felt that it was supposed to be spring and it was just not vibing with The Witching Hour and, you know, witch gothic-y, witch ornate writing and, you know, the certain supernatural details and I'm so sorry, Anne Rice, preternatural details that Anne Rice, you know, the way that her writing style is and stuff, it just was not vibing with springtime. So I also was not getting any other reading done besides The Witching Hour, and it's like 1,000 pages. So about halfway through, I was like, you know what? I'll pick it back up in October, and now we are in October. So I'm going to continue with that. By the end of the year, I would like to have read at least completed the Mayfair Witches series, trilogy, The Witching Hour, Lasher, and then Taltos, which I own all three, and I already have all three of the audiobooks as well. So I'm ready. And so there's that. I'm also going to be finishing the Vampire Academy series. I read the first three books last year, and so I have the other three books to read this year. They're very fast paced and really memorable. I feel like I'm typically bad at series, because I like take too long in between books, and then I'm like, oh no, I don't remember what happened. All those details faded from my memory. But no, have not faded with Vampire Academy. So I have the last three books to read this year. And Salem's Lot, I'm going to be reading Salem's Lot. This is Elisa's, from Maven of the Eventide, her The Articulate book club pick. So I don't always read the books. Actually, I don't think I have read any of the books for her book club, but I watch the live shows sometimes and, keep up with what the books are that are being chosen. And yeah, this time it's Salem's Lot. We have until November 13th, and that's when the live show is going to be, or like the live show will be the next day or something. And so yeah, that's seeing that that's what won the poll. I was like, oh, time to read Salem's Lot, especially because I was thinking about reading it last year, and then that didn't happen. I think that's it in terms of like vampires. That's all I can think of right now. My books, are kind of all over the place right now. So I was trying to think of the Dark Academia books that I have, and I couldn't. I just don't even know because I can't see some of them. In terms of witch stuff, besides The Witching Hour, I do have The Witches of New York. I have that audiobook downloaded, so I might start that pretty soon. I'm kind of in this place where I don't know what to start. I think it's the Victorian novel. I'm gonna have to do it. Even though, witchy, maybe there's a Victorian, oh my god, I'm so dumb. I should combine it. I should pick up a Victorian novel that is witchy or vampiric or both. I did recently order Melmoth the Wanderer, but it hasn't arrived yet. I'm hoping it arrives soon. It has shipped. I don't know if that involves a witch or a vampire. I don't remember what the premise was, but I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna get that and maybe read that this season. And really, I mean, I say this is the mood that I'm in right now, but I can really feel it lasting through the end of the year, especially when we're talking about like Victorian novels and gothic stuff. I love reading like gothic classics, or really any classics towards the end of the year, like October, November, December, even into January and February too, especially if the weather is aligning with that kind of like gloomy, gray, darker atmosphere. Yeah, I like that. I love starting to read gothic things in October, but continuing throughout the rest of the year and into the next year. Victorian novel. I swear there's something in the corner of my room that I can't read. Like I can't reach it, and I can't even read the spines. I swear there's something over there that I would actually really like to start, but I can't see. I can't see it and I can't reach it, so I'm just stuck. And I'm tired of being stuck. So we're gonna pick up something else. I don't know what exactly, but tomorrow I am definitely gonna think about it and actually pick something up. I'm feeling that this video is the reset. It's happening. When I click upload, when I click post, even though it's probably going to take me a couple days to actually get this video up, that is when it happens. The internet has powers. I'm manifesting it. I'm putting it out. I am a witch. I am making it happen. And then Dark Academia. Let's see. Also, by the way, the whole Dark Academia thing, I was like, oh no, it's gonna come on. I can tell it. It will approach and be a thing for me towards the end of the year, all because of Saltburn. I saw some stills from the upcoming movie Saltburn, and I was like, oh my god, it's giving me the Dark Academia vibes. it's kind of gonna make me want to read some dark academia. I don't even know if that's like if that's like a subgenre that movie can be fit into, but we'll see. Will I go see it in theaters? I don't know, but it looks really good. I don't even remember if I finished the trailer, but I'm intrigued. The style looks great, and I'm kind of hoping it has at least dark academia themes. It doesn't have to actually be dark academia. It doesn't seem like they're doing much academics, so much academically. But for my, I don't know, dark academia TBR, or what I know that I have an instance of the Finger Post, Catherine House, Dracul, the Historian, If We Were Villains. Like I have all of those that I haven't read yet. I guess if anyone would like a fuller, maybe I'll do like a recommendations plus TBR video for vampiric, witchy, and dark academia stuff. Oh, what about the Victorian novels? I don't know. Any of those things are options, but let me know in the comments if there's something that you would like to see pertaining to any of that. I will probably, for the most part, focus on books while the actor strike is still going on. But there are also some videos that I had planned on doing earlier this summer, but then the strikes happened. So then I was like, oh, okay, never mind. I'm not going to do that because I support the strikes. And a couple of those I can still, well, okay, all of them I can still do. It's just that the timing is a little off now. So yeah, I'm probably still gonna stick to like mostly books right now. That's kind of where my headset is anyway. Headset? That's where my head is at anyway, I feel like right now. Yeah, ooh. Okay, me actually just having a full-blown like realization that like I'm in the reading mood. This is a moment. This is a moment because I feel like it has not been happening. Um, but it's here. That's great. Okay. So yeah, I would probably like to focus mostly on book stuff. I don't even technically know when the next video I make will end up being, though, to be honest, just because of the whole like redoing room thing. And then also, we have family friends coming here later in the month. Thank you for listening. How is everyone doing? What are you up to? Are you in the fall? Like fall. We all love fall, right? What do you have planned for this autumnal season? Anything overlapping with what I'm in the mood to read and watch and what I am doing? I would love to know. No spoilers for Buffy, please. No, just be very vague. Just don't say anything about Buffy. Yeah, I hope everyone is doing really well and has a great spooky season. And thank you again for listening. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.